He sent taunting letters to the press, cryptic ciphers that baffled even the sharpest minds, and claimed the lives of at least 5 people, though he boasted of many more. For over half a century, one name has haunted the annals of American true crime, a phantom who terrorized Northern California and then vanished without a trace. The Zodiac Killer. Who was this man who played a deadly game with law enforcement and the public, and how did he manage to elude capture for so long? The terror began on the night of December 20th, 1968, in Benicia, California. High school students Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday were on their first date, parked on a remote lover's lane. A car pulled up beside them, and a man ordered them out. David was shot once in the head. Betty Lou tried to run but was shot 5 times in the back. It was a brutal, senseless act that marked the beginning of the Zodiac's reign. 7 months later, on July 4th, 1969, another couple, Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau, were attacked in a similar fashion in a parking lot in Vallejo. A car pulled up. A man approached with a flashlight and a gun and opened fire. Darlene was killed, but Michael miraculously survived, providing the first description of the attacker: a heavy-set, white male. Just an hour after the shooting, a man called the Vallejo Police Department, taking credit for both this attack and the murders of Jensen and Faraday. His voice was calm, almost monotone. This was just the beginning of his communication. Less than a month later, 3 different newspapers, the San Francisco Chronicle, the San Francisco Examiner, and the Vallejo Times-Herald, each received a letter. The writer took credit for the shootings and included 1/3 of a 408 symbol cryptogram. He demanded they publish his cipher on their front pages, or he would kill again. "I like killing people because it is so much fun," the decoded cipher read. "It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest because man is the most dangerous animal of all." He signed the letters with a crossed circle symbol, the mark that would become synonymous with his name, the Zodiac. His audacity grew. On September 27, 1969, he targeted another couple, Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard, at Lake Berryessa. This time, his appearance was even more terrifying. He wore a hooded, executioner-style costume adorned with his symbol. He tied them up before stabbing them repeatedly with a long knife. He then calmly walked to Brian's car and drew the Zodiac symbol on the door, along with the dates of his previous attacks. He called the police himself to report the crime. Cecilia Shepard died from her injuries 2 days later, but once again, there was a survivor. Brian Hartnell lived to tell the tale, providing crucial details about the killer's voice and demeanor. Just 2 weeks later, the Zodiac struck for the last time, officially. On October 11, 1969, he shot and killed a San Francisco taxi driver named Paul Stein. This murder was different. It was in a busy city neighborhood, and the killer was nearly caught. 3 teenagers saw the attack from a window across the street and called the police. As officers arrived, they passed a white man walking away from the scene but didn't stop him, as the dispatcher had mistakenly reported the suspect was black. The Zodiac later mocked this blunder in a letter, which he sent with a piece of Paul Stein's blood-soaked shirt as proof. This was his last confirmed murder. For years, the letters and ciphers continued. He threatened to blow up a school bus. He sent a complex 340-character cipher that wouldn't be solved for 51 years. In 2020, a team of amateur codebreakers finally cracked it, revealing a message that read, in part, "I am not afraid of the gas chamber because it will send me to paradise all the sooner." Over the decades, thousands of suspects have been investigated, with names like Arthur Lee Allen being a primary focus for years. But no conclusive evidence has ever tied anyone to all the crimes. The Zodiac Killer was never caught. His identity remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in criminal history. He was a master of manipulation, a ghost who terrorized a community, and then faded back into the shadows, leaving behind a legacy of fear and a puzzle that continues to fascinate and horrify us to this day. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in more deep dives into historical mysteries, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Stay curious and stay safe.